so glad you could join me. Today, I thought we could take a look at this old nursery catalog that I found recently, stuffed in a box from a long time ago. This is a Spring Hill Nurseries catalog, and they're originally from Tip City, Ohio, and this is the Spring 2003 edition. So, what's in here now might not be what they're offering, but you can still check out what they have online if you're interested. This catalog came with a free trumpet lilies offer inside. I thought it would be fun because I do have some things marked in here that I was interested in way back in 2003. So let's take a look inside and see what there is. We start off with some beautiful roses. Spring Hills exclusive. Freedom. Hedgerows. They're quite pretty. Beautiful blooms. They're kind of a dark scarlet color. And it looks like they offer a pink version as well in this inset. Here we have some peonies, pink and white, and then some darker carmine pink, it says, with ivory centers. And this is rose pink blooms, double. This pretty blue perennial garden. Shows you how to make all of them together. Has some listed in what suggested order you could put them in. That'd be pretty, wouldn't it? Have some white stuff in here as well, some daisies. Then this would be the white balloon flower. Looks like the hardy geranium. Nile green daylily. Stunning large lavender flowers with contrasting yellow throats will be the focal point of your midsummer garden. A tetraploid Nile crane produces numerous 4 to 5 inch blooms for nearly a month, then reblooms through fall. Vigorous plants grow 24 to 36 inches tall, with dense, rich green foliage, spaced 24 to 36 inches apart. Number 1 divisions, Hemerocallis Nile crane. Now they're growing areas, so this says 3 to 9. This would have changed just due to climate change. And there's A's and B's added as well. We have a hosta, variegated, yellow and green. Ooh, this is pretty. I'm kind of a sucker for columbines. I have some in my garden that have spread. They actually really are really good reseeders and foxglove. That is white, burgundy in the middle. And I've never had good luck with foxglove, and it could be just where I had it planted, but I also have bunnies that love to eat some of my flowers, so maybe it fell to that foe. Some orange, Babylon, Crocosmia, Coreopsis, Lime Rock. Now I do have Coreopsis, but I kind of have the traditional yellow, so this is very pretty. Cheaters or chatters, double yellow, hollyhock. I've never tried growing hollyhock, but look at how pretty those tight blooms are. Very pretty. Striking old-fashioned perennial is covered with powder puff blossoms in a charming shade of lemon yellow. Dense double blossoms begin in midsummer and continue for a full 4 to 6 weeks, attracting butterflies all the while. Stately 4 to 6 inch stems look great against fences in cottage gardens or at the back of any sunny bed or border. Plant 2 to 3 inches apart. Alcea Chater's double yellow. Here we have a violet, Rebecca violet. It's kind of more white than purple. You kind of see this reversed in most violets. Here's a green wizard, Rudbeckia, which I have the purple Rudbeckia. Weird. It almost looks like it doesn't have flower petals because it's green flower petals instead of another color, so you just kind of have these cones as your main feature, which are pretty neat with the rings around them. Look like space, planet, a cone-shaped planet. Enfield Brilliant Sunrose. It's pretty. Oh yeah, here we go. Dwarf Gaillardia. Apparently I was interested in that. Showy little plant adds vivid color late spring till frost. Flowers burst from compact 15-inch tall clumps. Dark green foliage, space 10 to 12 inches. G. grandiflora goblin is the name of that. It's very pretty. The yellow outer edge of the petals, red towards the center, and then the very middle is orange. Here we have red coral bells. Hummingbirds love them. So that's the flowering part. Coral bells are often used for their leafy foliage. This is another thing that I've had bunnies attack, but thankfully the latest ones that I planted have managed to survive even though they were nipped down to the ground. Black-eyed Susan, Little Miss Muffet Daisy, Blue, Chip, Campanula, vivid bluebells smother heart-shaped foliage all summer long. Hardy, perfected, old-fashioned plant. Mounted cushion, 12 inches high and 12 inches wide. Multiplies rapidly. Campanula carpatica. So there you go, your carpet covering, ground cover. And they have different ideas for things that you can plant. Some scabiosa. Beautiful lavender blue flowers with pincushion-like centers bloom in the spring and continue blooming all through the summer and into autumn. Grows 12 inches high, 12 inches wide. Scabiosa columbaria, butterfly blue. Here we have reds, all kinds of pretty red options. We have an autumn red daylily. We have Jacob Klein, Monardia, which I think I call bee balm. Tenor tall phlox, Desmond carnation. I wouldn't mind having some carnations in my. I had bee balm, but it fell to the bunnies. Let's see, I had marked autumn red daylily, a profusion of large, non-fading red blooms with golden bars adorn the 36-inch stems in midsummer. Hardy plants multiply for increased garden beauty. 24 to 36-inch spread. Number 1 field-grown plants, Hemerocallis. I do have some daylilies, but they are not red. Oh, and here Russian sage. I did manage to get a couple of these plants, and they've grown larger and larger every year. Delicate clouds of long-lasting violet blue flowers appear in midsummer to early fall as others are fading. Silvery foliage reaches a height of 3 to 4 inches with a 2.5 to 5 inch spread, perfect for borders and rock gardens. And here we have a pink mist scabiosa, very similar to the blue one we looked at. Lupines. I've always thought lupines were so neat, but I've never tried to grow any here. Oh, they're tall, spiky, different colors. Got white and pink and yellow and blue and purple and dark pink, more dark yellow. Very cool. World's finest lupine strain has larger, heavier flower trusses, early to midsummer flowers on strong 30 to 40-inch spikes. Color balanced mix of rainbow hues. Plant 2 to 3 feet apart. Number 1 field-grown plants. L. Polyphilus Russell's hybrids. Then we have some Definiums and Gaillardia. Mixed Monarda, which, like I said, I think in layman's terms it's often called bee balm. Attract hummingbirds with aromatic leaves and frilly flower heads in a mix of white, pink, purple, or red. Blooms early to midsummer on 28 to 40-inch stems. Space 12 to 24 inches. So we have some that are red and pink, dark violet, and white. This one is called Keys of Heaven. Black Knight Butterfly Bush. Those are really pretty dark, dark purple blooms. I have a lighter purple blooming butterfly bush. Red penstemon. Crimson tubular blossoms almost glow, serving as beacons to hummingbirds as they bloom in profusion from late spring to early summer. 18 to 24 inches tall. Space 18 to 24 inches. Dragonfly. Oh yes. Lady's mantle, which I never have gotten hold here in the Midwest, which is always when I used to start looking at catalogs for flowers, and you get trapped in this idea of, oh, that would be wonderful. Then when it comes around to it, you just get a few plants and slowly build up your garden year after year. Poker primrose, that's interesting. Never seen those before. Well, apparently I have, since I looked at this catalog at some point in the past. Oh, forget-me-nots. Now, what they don't tell you is, forget-me-nots, which I do have, and how I acquired them was, they came from my neighbor's yard, and some of them started growing in my lawn, and so I pried them out and put them in my flower beds. And I have to thin them out every year because they are a very good reseeder. They will take over a flower bed if you let them. Decorative, low-growing perennial is loaded with hundreds of bright blue flowers from early spring through early summer. Fast-growing mounds, 6 to 8 inches high and 12 to 18 inches across, are easy to maintain. Myosotis sylvatica. Here we have astilbes. Again, I have tried a couple of different astilbe types, and they have fallen to the bunnies, and one I thought was going to be destroyed last year. It was eaten almost down to the soil, and so then I covered it up with dirt, and it actually pulled through and put on more leaves at the end of last year. And so I'm hoping this year it will be okay. I think it survived. So it got past the point where the bunnies wanted to eat it, and may have survived, so we'll hope. Mound-shaped perennials with fern-like foliage produce dozens of soft, feathery flowers on 20 to 40-inch spikes in late spring to early summer. Magnificent bloom-like blooms are superb for accenting fresh flower arrangements. Astilbes are particularly fond of shady, moist spots where brilliant color is often lacking, but will grow in full sun in northern climates. Space 18 to 24 inches apart. Choose from 3 delightful colors. Mine is in the shade. Here we have some ferns, and I know I was kind of looking at ostrich bloom, I'm guessing, for like the back of a flower bed because it's quite a bit taller. Ostrich bloom fern, graceful fronds reach 24 to 36 inches long and 18 inches wide. A popular choice for shady areas near foundations and walls. Fine greenery. Then they have a lady fern and a Christmas fern. Here we have more hostas. Green and white. I do have several different kinds of hostas in my flower bed. I haven't gotten a Helleborus, but I would still like to get them. But this is the Royal Helleborus mix. I always thought they would just be so pretty coming up in late winter. Add a burst of color to the late winter, early spring landscape. Features showy mixed flower colors and evergreen foliage that looks good all season long. Terrific for shaded borders and woodland gardens. Plants grow 15 to 18 inches high with a similar spread. Performs best in moist, fertile soil. Helleborus orientalis. Apparently I was also interested in these hardy cyclamen, or such a dainty look, yet it is so hardy. Rose pink flowers on 4 to 6-inch stems appear in late summer and bloom until early fall. Mature plants have as many as 50 blooms. Heart-shaped, marbled foliage lasts all winter. Carefree bulbs grow larger annually, spaced 10 to 12 inches apart. I'm not sure they'll grow where I am now, though. Ooh, those are pretty. Anchusa azurea. Very, very dark blue. Pink bleeding hearts, which I used to have. I don't have any currently. Violas in different colors. Oh yes, this looks like something I would love to have. I do have lily of the valley in a small area. Matsukasi. Toad. Lily. And look at those amazing polka dot petals. I just love it. Those are so neat. This unique oriental import gives borders and rock gardens an exotic look for up to 6 weeks in late summer and early autumn. White orchid-like blooms are liberally covered with purple flecks. Hardy, easy-care perennial grows 18 to 24 inches high and spreads 12 to 18 inches. And then here I had marked amethyst astilbes, the purple. We have some sunny companions and some shady companions. Salvia. Plumosa. I do have some blue salvia, but those are really pretty, the burgundy. Hardy hibiscus. I got a hibiscus plant a few years ago, and it has gotten tall, and I had to trim it a little bit last year to keep it from being so leggy. They tend to want to dry just straight up, so if you nip them back, then they push out a little more. I've got some asters. They're blue, those are pretty. The yellow centers. Acanthus mollis. Really tall spikes, interesting. This plant's foliage inspired carvings on classic Greek columns. The immortal acanthus leaves, and they'll lend a dramatic architectural air to your landscape. For 2 months in summer, creamy white flowers with dark purple markings bloom on dense spikes, grows 3 to 5 feet tall, with a spread of 3 to 4 feet. Some more scabiosa, this time they're crimson. Some blue pearl polemonium. Now I do have some Japanese painted ferns. And I started out with 2 plants, kind of hoping they'd fill in, and they have a little bit, but they are very slow fillers. They do not fill in rapidly. It's a very slow mover, and they always come up very late in the spring, like almost into summer where I'm at. Every year I wonder, oh no, are they not going to come up? And they always do. And they're always bigger than they were last year. Ferns create visions of cool, peaceful places. This Japanese variety evokes the shady tranquility of its native oriental gardens. Lovely clumps 12 to 20 inches high, with a spread of up to 36 inches, have a weeping habit and exquisite foliage that appears painted with silver. Ideal for a shady niche in a rock garden. Mine are actually more burgundy colored leaves with the silver rather than just green. And I really like them a lot. Here we have some Stella d'Ora daylilies, some Homestead purple verbena, Achillea the pearl is another one I had marked. Grows vigorously in poor, dry soil locations where other plants fail. Oh yes, I know exactly where I was looking at to put that at our previous home. This hardy plant produces neat 24 to 36 inch mounds of white blooms from late spring through summer. Looks good in both formal and informal mixed borders. Cut flowers are good for drying, spaced 18 to 24 inches apart. We have Sing Rose Carnation. I should get some carnations. They always seem to really do very well. Pink Canterbury Bells. Oh my goodness. If you have a pond, I guess you could get a cattail. And this one has variegated leaves, so they're cream and green. Heliopsis. It's pretty yellow. Some iris. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. Peony. Sorbet. Look how gorgeous that is. The unusual pink and white 5 to 7 inch double blooms of this hybrid are as delectable as an elegant dessert. The fragrant flowers provide breathtaking beauty when displayed in early summer, and the handsome foliage turns red in autumn. These bushy plants grow 4 inches tall and require little care, suitable for any climate and soil type, spaced 36 inches apart. Here's mums for the fall. I feel like, at least for me where I'm at, they don't last long enough for them to be something that I frequently put into my gardens. But some places they last longer, so more carnations. Here we have container ideas. I should try this. I tried blueberries at a previous house that we lived at, and they did okay. But here, I don't think our soil is sandy enough. So maybe if I tried to grow some in a container and then moved it inside during the winter, I wonder if I could get it to work. This one is top hat blueberries. White late spring blooms set the scene for the mid to late summer crop of delicious 1/2 inch berries. Blue-green leaves turn fiery red in autumn. Ooh, that would be really pretty. Shrub grows 24 inches high and wide with a mounding habit. Hardy and carefree. Oh, well, that's what I need. Oh, here we have some strawberries. Put it in a strawberry pot. Here's some jasmine. For those living in the far south, I could only do that as an annual here. Purple chariot miniature rose. The first purple cascading mini rose. A profusion of 1.5 to 2 inch double blooms adorn plants, 12 to 18 inches high and 18 to 24 inches wide. All summer, 3 plants with a 10-inch hanging basket, saucer, soil, and hanger. Those are pretty. I don't think I've ever seen one of citrus trees. Oh boy, my kids would probably love an orange. Black magic elephant ears. I've always wanted some of these, but they would have to be an annual where I'm at because it just gets too cold. But they're so fascinating and so big. Look how dark and deep colored that is. Amazing. This one's neat. Purple horn of plenty. Purple horn of plenty has stunningly unique, upright, and exotic flowers. 2 to 3 purple and white trumpets set inside one another. Excels in container conditions, producing reliable color for outdoor living spaces all summer to frost. Wow, those are pretty. I'd like to see what the rest of the foliage looks like though. We have a golden trumpet flower. Raspberry ice bougainvillea. Definitely have to be an annual here. Wow, look at these huge. Oh my goodness. Yeah, in the southern part of the US. Oh my goodness, look at those huge leaves. Great Gunnera. A variety worthy of its name. Bold leaves grow amazingly fast until they are up to 5 feet across on 6-foot leaf stalks. Spectacular plants, 6 to 9 foot tall and 8 to 12 foot wide, are an exotic addition to a border, perfect for screening. Cone-like flower spikes of greenish bronze appear midsummer to fall. Wow, that's fascinating. Here's some begonias. Oh, calla lilies. Beautiful. I always wondered if I could grow those in a pot. They'd have to be an annual here for us. Mixed caladiums. This is the one set sail. Skip that. Crab bags. Ooh, look at this. That's really cool. Irish moss. No other plant covers troublesome bare spots so well. Irish moss is ideal for filling in crevices between bricks or stepping stones. Excellent in rock gardens. Dainty, densely matted clumps, 2 to 4 inches high, spread quickly, take foot traffic, stay green all year. Delicate white blooms appear from mid-spring to early summer. Hardy, long-lived, likes high humidity. Oh, I bet I could grow that here. We have the humidity in the summer. That's awesome. I might have to look into that. Of course, I've also thought about using some creeping thyme in the same manner. Crown veg, I've always thought was really pretty. This one is a pink version. The leaves are they kind of remind me of carrot leaves. They're fringy. We have some waterberry blue veronica. Blushing rosy evening primrose. I have some yellow primrose. Here's some sedum. So I planted some sedum for the first time a few years ago. And I have some that bloom this bright yellow color now. But it took it 3 years before it did so. But they're really neat once they do. especially in the evening. Among ground covers, beacon silver has an unusually long blooming season, with pink flowers on two-tone foliage from mid-spring through midsummer. Grows 8 to 12 inches high. Plant 12 to 18 inches apart. Oh, here's some climbers. I actually am in the market for a new climbing rose. The one I transplanted from my mom's house is just not done well. I need something that's not as susceptible to mold and mildew. Beautiful roses. Oh, I've always thought wisteria vines were so beautiful, but I never really had anywhere that I would be able to put it. Maybe I have to create something where I could get it to climb over it. It's pretty. I do have some clematis. And it's actually, I'm using it to hide something. Some edges. Well, I think that's probably enough of that for today. I hope you enjoyed this look at some plants in this catalog. I might have to just get some new catalogs so we can look at some. I love looking through plants. Always looking out for something that I might buy. I try not to do more than a couple in a year so that I'm not losing half of what I put out there. It makes it more palatable to not have something die and then have a bunch of other stuff die too. As always, I hope you're taking care of yourself and sleep well.